There is a switch hidden inside your behavior that decides whether your life moves forward or stays exactly where it is. It does not live in your motivation. It does not live in your inspiration. It does not live in your mood. It lives in something far more powerful. It lives in your discipline. And the truth most people never hear is this: you do not rise to your dreams. You fall to your discipline. Discipline is not about being strict. It is not about suffering. It is not about forcing yourself through pain. Discipline is the automatic response your nervous system has when it knows exactly what kind of person you are. It is identity in motion. And once the discipline trigger is activated, your future begins to move with you instead of against you. But until that trigger is installed, life feels like resistance. You feel motivated one day and drained the next. You promise yourself change and then watch old habits return. You start strong and fade quietly, not because you are weak, but because your discipline trigger has not been activated. Your system does not yet see your future as permanent. Your nervous system still believes your comfort zone is home, and it will fight to keep you there. The discipline trigger flips when your identity becomes final, not when you feel inspired, not when you feel emotional, but when you internally decide, this is who I am now. Once that identity is accepted, your behavior reorganizes itself. You no longer rely on motivation. You no longer depend on mood. You no longer negotiate with comfort. You simply act, because action now matches identity. Before the trigger, your habits feel forced. After the trigger, your habits feel natural. Before the trigger, discipline feels heavy. After the trigger, discipline feels calm. Before the trigger, you try to change your life. After the trigger, you become the person who builds it. Your nervous system always obeys identity. If you see yourself as someone who tries, your habits stay inconsistent. If you see yourself as someone who does, your habits become automatic. The discipline trigger is not willpower. Willpower is temporary. The discipline trigger is alignment. Alignment is permanent. It is the moment your internal rules change, and internal rules create external results. This is why so many people feel stuck even while working hard. Their behavior is ahead of their identity. They are trying to build a future their nervous system has not yet accepted. So resistance appears, fatigue appears, distraction appears, delay appears, not because they are incapable, but because their system has not been updated. The discipline trigger updates your system. It tells your nervous system, this is who we are now, and your nervous system listens. Your standards rise, your habits stabilize, your confidence becomes quiet and grounded. You no longer argue with yourself. You no longer bargain with your potential. You move because moving is now who you are. The discipline trigger is built through repetition, not perfect repetition, consistent repetition. Small daily actions performed even when you do not feel like it. Each repetition trains your nervous system to accept your new identity. I am the kind of person who follows through. I am the kind of person who finishes. I am the kind of person who builds. These are not affirmations. They are neurological instructions. Your nervous system adapts. Your old resistance weakens. Your new identity strengthens. And suddenly you feel lighter. Not because life became easier, but because you are no longer fighting yourself. You are aligned. Discipline no longer drains you. It grounds you. It gives you structure. It gives you stability. It gives you power. You feel calmer. You feel clearer. You feel stronger. Your life becomes predictable in the best way. Predictable progress, predictable growth, predictable momentum. Your future begins to form shape, not through hope, not through luck, through alignment. This is why disciplined people seem unstoppable. They are not extreme. They are aligned. They are not pushing harder. They are resisting less. They are no longer debating who they are. They know, and clarity creates power. Once your discipline trigger is activated, your days begin to stack. Your habits compound. Your confidence compounds. Your results compound. And one day, your life looks very different. Not because you worked harder, but because you became consistent. not because you changed everything, but because you changed your identity. You are no longer the person who starts. You are the person who finishes. You are no longer the person who tries. You are the person who builds. The discipline trigger is the bridge between who you are and who you are becoming. It is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is quiet. It feels like certainty, and certainty is magnetic. Your environment begins to respond differently. Your opportunities increase. Your standards rise naturally, not because you demanded more, but because you became more. So tonight, do not ask yourself how motivated you feel. Ask yourself who you are becoming, because the moment your identity becomes clear, your discipline becomes automatic, and your future begins to move with you.